Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Hey guys, hope you are going well. So right now I am actually in Budapest. I am, as you already know, in the process of moving to the UK, and right now I'm doing a bit of traveling around Europe while I wait for my visa to kick into effect next month. So I'm just doing a bunch of traveling. And anyway, I was in Berlin just a couple of days ago, which is really crazy. Like, Europe is so, like, everything is so close. It's crazy. I was in Berlin and I caught Venom. So it has been a couple of months since I've done a proper sit down movie review. So that is what we're going to do today. Spoiler free, of course. Now, we've seen Venom in movie form before in the Tobey Maguire led Superman trilogy, where it's pretty much very much agreed. It's universally agreed that Topher Grace was wasted as the villain Venom in that movie. And Spider-Man 3, that's where we had Peter Parker, emo Peter Parker, which we try and forget that. Cringe. Keep in mind, in this, Sony's Venom does exist entirely separately from our Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that it's also deliberately separated itself from any tie-in to the Spider-Man verse, because in the original Spider-Man comic book world, which, bear in mind, I know absolutely nothing about the comic books, but I've heard that Venom is originally a character and a nemesis of Spider-Man. I'm just gonna touch on the plot briefly because, like with any origin story superhero movie, we've got a lot to set up, and it kind of follows a paint-by-numbers trajectory as you would really expect, especially in the first third and the first act of the movie, which I thought it did very well. So we are introduced to Eddie Brock, played by Tom Hardy. He has a beautiful wife, and Wei Ying, played by the so cute Michelle Williams, and he is charming, charismatic, really respected as a journalist until he puts his nose where it's not wanted and does an interview with Carlton Drake of the Life Foundation, and he senses that Carlton Drake, played by Riz Ahmed, is up to no good and overstepping the boundaries in his scientific endeavors. This is where he gets taken over by the symbiote called Venom, who invades his body and takes over him, and then you've got this kind of half and half split personality, or more like two personalities inside of one body, as Venom is trying to Venom has his own motivations, let's just say that. Now we get into the fun section where I get to give my personal opinions on how much this movie was really not that great. I know a lot of people are hating on it, and I'm not denying that this is a really fun action movie. Let's start with some pros, that being that Tom Hardy's performance is so much fun. It's really great to see Tom Hardy tackle a split personality like this, and he also does the voice-over work for the character Venom. So when he's talking to himself, it does feel very like Gollum, Smeagol, very James McAvoy from Split. It's kind of really cool to see him talk to himself and hear these voices in his head trying to figure out what's going on. The first really fun fight scene is him attacking Carlton Drake's goons, and he, as Eddie Brock, is really uncertain and doesn't want to hurt these guys, but the Venom side of him is pretty much out for blood and wants to bite people's heads off. So that's like a really funny like internal conflict, and I really enjoyed that. But then as we get into some of the bigger action set pieces, we've got Eddie on a motorbike going through the city being chased by, you know, goons in vans, and I thought all of that looked really kind of Hollywood generic. For me, all the action scenes were a little bit overworked. I really felt this CGI of Venom and the way that he moved, and that they had incorporated I don't even know how to describe it, just his character overlaying onto Tom Hardy's body and how it kind of comes on and comes off. I felt that CG interference in a big way, especially with the bigger action fight scenes. I guess you can't do any like hand-to-hand combat when you have a powerful villain like Venom who can just kind of do that and kill everybody. So yeah, that's why the set pieces had to be a little bit bigger, and in that they just felt a lot more impersonal. As for the actual movie as a whole, I didn't feel we had enough character building. I thought it felt really generic, and the action pieces didn't really blow me away. So I have to say that overall, this wasn't a film that I could really say that I love from a more critical perspective, but then as a viewer who's just wanting a bit of a popcorn movie, wanting some entertainment, and haven't been to the movies in 2 months, no, closer to 3 months, I have not been to see a movie at the cinemas. So to go and just see something on the big screen and enjoy a big popcorn flick and Tom Hardy just having some fun, for that, I enjoyed it. I do have to say one thing that I wasn't sure I was going to talk about, but the character Anne Wei Ling, played by Michelle Williams, I felt like in the writing that they had given her more oomph, they'd given her character more of a backbone and more to do in the story that felt super forced. It didn't fit whatsoever. I didn't like anything about her. I liked her in the beginning when she is a little bit stronger and has some opinions about her relationship with Eddie Brock and how everything went down. That I loved. I could like slow clap her like dialogue and decisions as a character all day long. But then as we kind of shoehorned her into the back end of the film, so like she kind of didn't go away. They tried to keep her around for the rest of the film, and I didn't get her motivations. I didn't get a lot of the character motivations, I've got to say, but her especially felt really shoehorned in there, and I just did not like it at all. I am going to leave it there. There's some of my thoughts on Sony's latest superhero movie, Venom. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you thought of it. This is one that seems quite divisive among the movie-going community. You either love it or you hate it, and I'm seeing a very clear divide. So let me know what you guys think of this. I'd love to know. As always, don't forget you can also subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all things movies and TV. I hope to be doing more reviews very soon, although I am still doing more travel throughout Europe over the next 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not sure. I don't have a schedule. I haven't decided. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I will be posting more, so do stay tuned. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.